Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Usrati, my family. Today I have another video for you, and this video talks about weak verbs. In the continuation of last video, in the last video I talked about weak verbs in terms of the assimilated ones, and the assimilated ones are the ones that start with the long vowel. Today the focus is the second type of the weak verbs, which is the hollow verbs. With that being said, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. نحن هنا الفعل المعتل. So in the last video, I talked about الفعل المعتل, which is the weak verbs. And in that category, I focus on the assimilated here, the assimilated verbs. And the assimilated verbs, this definition is the verbs, weak verbs that start with any long vowel. And mostly these verbs start with a wow, and sometimes it's a ya. Mostly not alif, because if it is an alif, will be as a seed for the hamza. We consider that a hamza. Today, the focus is going to be on the second type of the weak verbs, which is al-ajwaf, the hollow. We call it al-ajwaf because the middle is kind of empty, so hollow, because of the long vowel. Could be a wow, the alif, or the ya, but most of these kind of verbs, they do have the alif in the middle. All right. So if you have not yet watched the previous one, which is al-mithal, the assimilated one, I will highly advise you to go there, watch this one first, the assimilated, and then come back for this one, because all these three kind of verbs are interconnected. Let's see some examples. Qama, qama is to conduct or to carry out or to stand up. So yaqum, that's the present tense. So most of the hollow verbs, the ones that have alif in the middle, the alif is turned into a waw, sometimes to a ya, and sometimes we keep it. I hope, I wish I can give you some rules to follow, but there are a lot of rules that do not make any sense. So my advice for you is just to memorize these by heart. There are not a lot of verbs of this kind, but let's focus on the ones that start with the alif, and we will turn that alif into a waw when we conjugate it in the present tense or in the future tense. يقوم الأستاذ بالتدريس. The teacher carries out teaching. يقوم الأستاذ بالتدريس. So everything is color coded here. So it should be a lot easier for you to know the meaning. قال is to say. يقول, that's the present tense. قالت أمي السلام عليكم. So my mother said hello. السلام عليكم in Arabic means hello. ثارة is to revolt, or like those who do revolutions. ثارة, and the present tense is يثور. يثور الثوار سنويا. So the rebels or the revolutionists revolt annually or yearly or each year. زارة is to visit. زارت الطالبات العميد. So the students, I mean here the female students, visited the dean, al-amid. Al-amid also a military rank, that's the colonel, but here is the dean of the college. Mata is to die, and the present tense is yamut. Mata al-asadu min al-ju'. The lion died of hunger. Sama is to fast. So Sama al-Rasul al-Ithnain wal-Khamis. So the messenger, and I mean here Prophet Muhammad, fasted Monday and Thursdays. So Mondays and Thursdays. Al-Ithnain wa al-Khamis. Dara, the present tense is yadur. Dara niqash baynana. Dara niqash baynana. So a discussion circled among us, or took place, or we had a discussion. So it means we took turns to talk in that discussion. That's what it means. Ada. So ada is to return. So ada, and the present tense is ya'ud. So ta'ud at-tuyur masa'an. So the birds return in the evening, and I mean return to their nest in the evening. طاف is to circle around or to wander around too sometimes. So طاف يطوف, and see here the alif is turned into a waw. يطوف المسلمون بالكعبة. So Muslims circle around Kaaba, and Kaaba is in Saudi Arabia, in Mecca. That's where Muslims do pilgrims there. So طاف يطوف is just to go around al-Kaaba. Jala also is like to wander around, just like to have fun. But Jala just to wander around, just take a walk, just to enjoy the scenery. So Jala يجول. So جالت الفتاة حول المدينة. So the young lady, al-Fatah, wandered around the city or toured the city. Okay, Sada يسود. Sada يسود is to prevail. Silence prevailed here. ساد الصمت هنا. ساد الصمت هنا. Nala is to earn or to gain. Nala ينال. So here we are breaking away from the rule that we turn the alif into a waw in the present tense. But here we kept the alif. Nala ينال. Nala ينال. نالت Zuhrin الدكتوراه. So Zuhrin is a Malaysian name. I looked it up from the internet, and I found out that Zuhrin is a female name in Malaysia. So Zuhrin earned the PhD, her doctorate or PhD, doctor of philosophy. Nama is to sleep, and the present tense is ينام. Nama Affan fil funduq. Affan is slept at the hotel, sometimes like in the hotel, at the hotel. Nama. So as you can see here, we broke away from the rule by keeping the alif. And words that behave this way, all I can think of is these two. Moving on and see other verbs that we turn the alif, that alif to the ya. So here it is. Asha is to live. So يعيش Smith مع والديه. يعيش Smith مع والديه. So Smith lives with his parents. والديه. This one should be black. والديه, parents. All right. باع is to sell. And the present tense is يبيع. So we turn the alif into a ya in conjugating in present tense. So باع آدم بيته. باع آدم بيته. Adam sold his house. Sarah is to walk or to march, like to walk. يسير, that is the present tense. سار الجيش نحو المدينة. So the army marched towards the city. صار, so make sure that you distinguish between the two. Sara, sin, sa, you feel the air, and sara. Sara is to become. Yasiru is the present tense. Sara الجو ممطرا. The weather became or has become rainy. Mala is like to lean towards something, like you can lean towards an idea, or you can lean towards someone. You know, مال يميل. So مال إسحاق على الحائط. مال إسحاق على الحائط. So Isaac, which is Ishaq in Arabic, leaned on the wall. صاح is to cry or to crow in terms of like ravens or roosters. And the example here, يصيح الديك صباحا. So the rooster crows or cries, like makes that noise in the morning. طار, so طار is to fly. يطير is the present tense. طارت الحمامة من الشجرة. طارت الحمامة من الشجرة. The pigeon or the dove flew from the tree. This is all I have for today. And just to recap quickly, today the focus is on the hollow verbs, and the hollow verbs are the verbs that have one of the long vowels in the middle. The second letter is a long vowel, either the alif, waw, the ya. But in this category, mostly 95% or maybe more is the alif in the middle. Ya, wow, sometimes, but mostly here. In conjugating these kind of verbs, the hollow verbs, we turn the alif, which is the long vowel, into a wow in conjugating in the present tense, or into a ya, or we can keep that alif. We keep it in this lesson in particular in only 2 examples or 2 words that you can just memorize them, and you memorize the ones that we turn the alif into a wow, and the rest that we turn the alif into a ya. Well, last time we talked about the assimilated verbs, and these assimilated verbs are the verbs that start with a waw, ya, or the alif, mostly wow. And when we conjugate that in the present tense, we drop the waw completely and we conjugate the verb in most cases, unless the verb starts with the ya. In that case, we keep the ya. It's kind of challenging a little bit, but if you want to start your journey of learning the Arabic language in a firm footage, I think you need to work on this. And as soon as we're done with weak verbs, I think our journey will be smooth and a little bit easier. Well, thank you so much for listening today. أراكم في الفيديو القادم يوم الأحد. شكرا جزيلا يا شباب.